What's your take on surrogacy?
Now that's how you fulfill.
Okay, the question is, do you guys first understand what surrogacy is all about? Okay, I know I pastor Intelligent Church. So, what's your take on surrogacy?
Okay, personally, I don't see anything wrong with surrogacy. In fact...
Let me explain it to them so that they'll be understanding it. Surrogacy is couples that are not...
They are unable
to give birth.
Unable to carry their own children. Maybe the woman is getting pregnant, but she's miscarrying. Different things are happening.
Yes.
So they place the embryo, that's the husband's sperm, the woman's egg, and then it has become an embryo. They now put it through IVF and put it inside someone else.
Another person to carry.
To help them carry and then
deliver the baby and they now collect the baby.
Usually through C-section. And then they now carry their baby.
That's what she's answering.
Okay. So personally, I don't see anything wrong with it. Why? Because it's even scriptural. Mary, the mother of Jesus, was a surrogate for God. She carried the baby for God.
Yes.
And so, if you ever find yourself in that situation, interestingly, I don't see anything wrong with surrogacy. I don't see anything wrong with adoption, because we're all adopted. When did God push you? I'm a child of God, I'm a child of God. Which day pushed you? Hey, you are adopted.
Yeah.
It is what Jesus did that gave us rights to now become children. He's the firstborn of us.
Yes.
So we're all adopted. So when people say things like, oh, that child that is adopted, okay, they are real children in court, that's your real child. Yes. That's your real child. So there's nothing wrong with surrogacy. There's nothing wrong with adoption. There's nothing wrong with IVF. There's nothing wrong with C-section. So do not allow anybody put that on you. In fact, Apostle Paul said, let no man trouble me, for I bear the marks of Christ on my body. So let me tell you, the problem is people are traditional. So you see people who even had C-sections to save their life now feel as if there's something wrong with them, or they are less of women because they did not push and do it the vaginal birth. Sometimes those women are in labor for 24 hours. Sometimes almost 36 hours, and then the baby's heart rate is dropping. So it's an emergency. It's not even by choice. And it is a major surgery. If you know what God did for you, that you came out of that surgery alive, you will come out and give thanksgiving and not hide it. So I've seen a lot of people lose their lives because somebody say, I want her to give birth like the Hebrew women. How do you know how the Hebrew women gave birth? They said before they even arrived, the baby came out. Are you sure it's not CS? They did not do labor. So before we start saying things, let's be clear on it. So, because this thing where you ask me now, they make me vex well. Because I deal with it on a regular. You see women almost dying. The husband say, it's not their maid that is pushing. Sir, have you been in labor? Do you know what they are going through? My first child, when I was having my daughter, Davida, before Pastor K, they don't even ask, before they see, they ask, come and sign something. I had preeclampsia. It was a case of life and death. Before she was born a month before she was due. I was still speaking English. They don't run me inside theater, though. You both they follow you, they do that one. Now, because they ask you question, yeah, that's why you say, I will not sign. She should push like other people. I will not sign. Pastor K, you know, before, that's me, before he sign, the king don't come out. Because they're always about the life of the person. So there's nothing wrong with surrogacy. If you cannot carry your children are not formed in the womb, they're formed in the heart. So that child is your egg. The child is your sperm. And even if it is not, if it's a child that you adopted, it's your child. So carry your child. I know many women. One woman asked me a question. I was confused. She asked me a question. She said, and the reason why she's thinking about adoption, not adopting, is that when she now has her own child, what will she do with the child she adopted? I say, you are on alcohol. And the Bible says that you should avoid alcohol because there's excess. Why will you say, the child that you adopted, how is that a child that is different? That's your child. Just because you didn't push the child does not mean it's not your child. I told her, I said, don't you dare adopt. Don't ever try it. Because your heart does not have the love to handle a child.
Thank you. Another question. This surrogacy is the surrogacy that probably the wife has issues. There's no egg. Something has chopped the egg. The man has something. and they want to go and borrow egg. Donor. You are talking this in formal. Donor egg. There's a donor egg somewhere in the in the bank.
Yes.
No. There's one girl by the back of the street that they want to borrow her egg.
So now that's where I have a problem.
And that's where I want you to explain it.
Where I have a problem is when it is not done legally and in the correct order. Go to a proper fertility clinic and let them help you screen eggs and you pick. Not somebody that's my sister, my younger sister, is as if she's the way her body is, she has plenty egg. Let's collect from her so that it will be in the family. No. That's setting yourself up for problems in the future. Because in the future, whose child is it really? Is it auntie that gave us egg or you that the child is calling mommy? Then tomorrow you and auntie will quarrel, then she will use it to insult you. No, be me give you egg. If I won't carry my pikin, I will carry my pikin. They talk to me anyhow because they don't call you mommy. Because human beings are human beings, and human beings are wicked. Desperately wicked. So if you're going to do it, there has to be legal papers that you will see during the period you're carrying my child. You will not sleep with your husband. There will not be mistake that you will not say, oh, you mistakenly slept, so the egg shifted, then your own egg entered. Then stories that touch. My younger sister produces movies. She produced a movie called Mama Drama on this surrogacy issue. That the team entered K-leg. Somebody helped them carry child. Then after a while, her husband was going to war. She now quickly slept with her husband, not knowing that the one they put inside had gone. Her own now entered. She gave birth, gave them the child. Only for her, many years later, the one she had now died. Then she came back and saw that this child resembled the one that died. So could it be? They now found out that it's really a child. This matter I'm telling you like this was in court. Court to collect child back. Child that was now almost 10 years. That has lived with another family, a rich family. You that you don't have money to even feed yourself. You want to drink, you want to go and carry a jabot and put inside one-room apartment.
Thank you.
So you have to be careful. There has to be legal papers. You have to do it the proper way. Go to a fertility clinic and do it properly.
So another question. We have to flog this matter.
It's fine.
Otherwise, these people. The surrogacy, the same kind of surrogacy that the man is fertilized is okay, and then they want to implant. And then this lady that they are implanting inside, carrying this baby, who is the lady? And what will be the lady's profession in the eyes of the Lord?
Her profession?
Yes. What, a lady is not married though, is not married. Her work is to surrogate for people. What's her profession?
Interestingly,
at the time... Sorry, Pastor Mildred. And the lady is a member of House on the Rock, eh? And suddenly she's not married and she's appearing with a surrogate pregnancy. And Pastor, I will ask, I care. So what's happening? He said, don't worry, it's not my own. I'm just carrying it for somebody. Just carrying this for somebody. So okay. What is her profession?
Interestingly, Pastor, it depends on what side of this story you fall on. That's when you become sympathetic. It took me 8 years to have my first biological child. When you are looking for a child, any miracle God gives you, if you see somebody who's willing to help you carry the child, you will not even be thinking, how would they see it? If the person is willing? This is a solution for a couple who has tried, who has prayed, who has cried, and possibly their faith is not like mine, that I was able to build my faith and over 8 years to be able to say, oh, I'm going to carry my child in my womb. This is God's will for me. If their faith is not up to that, I don't see the difference between that and adoption. Now, the issue is the person is your choice. So you fall on the side of the surrogate because she's single, and then what will people say? Because the real issue here is what will people say. I don't even think it's a case of God, because Mary wasn't married. She wasn't married when she carried the baby for God. So it's because you are her pastor and you are looking at, you are a single girl. What will people say? You are not married. When you now marry, well, how will your husband take it? You are thinking about all those things. I don't know the reason why she's doing it. I don't know why. But I can tell you that the couple she's doing it for are extremely grateful. And they can't wait to carry their child. And that's on the side I fall on.
Pastor Mildred, clap.